Hi students, today we are going to discuss about the Kirchhoff's laws. And before going to the laws directly, we should know some basic terminologies which is using an electric circuit. So what is an electric network? It is a combination of various elements which are connected together to form a closed path. That is an electric network. Electric network means it is a combination of various elements connected together to form a closed path. So next term is that a node. When we considered about an electric circuit, we should know what is a node. A node of a network, it is an equipotential surface at which two or more circuit elements are joined, or node is a point at which two or more elements are joined together, which is known as a node. And here in this figure it is marked the nodes of the circuit. A is a node and the C is a node. This circuit is named as A, B, C, D. Okay, and here this point A is a node and C is also a node. And here the circuit elements R1 and V1, which is connected with the node point A, and hence we can say the A is a node. Similarly, this points B, C and D, they are nodes. Various elements are connected to each points B, C and D. So next is a junction. What is the difference between a node and junction? A junction means it is a point where three or more branches meet together, which is known as a junction. Three or more branches, they are meet at a point, then it is known as a junction. Here this branch and this branch and this branch are joined at a point B. So we can say that the point B is a junction. And here also this branch and this branch and this branch, they are joined at point D, and we can say that the point D is also a junction. So that is the difference between a junction and a node. A node means a point at which two or more elements, they are joined, which is known as a node, and junction means where more than three branches meet together, which is known as a junction. And next we going to study about branch. Branch means it is a part of the network lying between two junction nodes. Here A is a node and C is also a node. So branch means it is a part of network which is lying between two junction points. And next is loop. Loop means any closed path of a network which is commonly known as a loop. So in this figure, it consists of three loops. Here it is a closed path and this is also a closed path, and altogether the circuit is a closed path. So A, B, D, A is a closed path, and second path is B, C, D, B is the second path or second loop, and the third one is A, B, C, D, A. It is the third loop. So loop means it is the closed path of a circuit or a network which is commonly known as a loop. And coming to the mesh. Mesh means it is the most elementary forms of a loop. That is, we studied about the loop. It is simply, we can say that it is the closed path of an electric network, and in the case of mesh, it is the most elementary forms of a loop. That is, it cannot be further subdivided into other loops. Here A, B, D, A is a mesh. We cannot subdivide this loop into other loops. So this can be say that it is a mesh. And here also B, C, D, B, it is another mesh. So this entire loop, it is we cannot take that as a mesh. Here it consists only two meshes, ABDA and BCDB. So that is the difference between a loop and a mesh. And next is Kirchhoff's laws. The Kirchhoff's laws is formed by a German physicist Kirchhoff. And the Kirchhoff's laws has a tremendous importance in the network simplification process. Mainly we are considering two laws, Kirchhoff's current law and second is that Kirchhoff's voltage law. It is known as KCL and KVL. So first we discuss about the Kirchhoff's current law, KCL. So this law relates to the currents at a junction of an electric circuit. So Kirchhoff's current law deals with the current at a junction. So it states that the algebraic sum of currents meeting at any electrical circuit or any junction of an electric circuit is 0. So Kirchhoff's current law states that the algebraic sum of currents meeting at any junction of an electric network is 0. In other words, we can say that the sum of currents which is entering at a junction is always equal to the sum of current which is leaving from the junction. Here, this point O is taken as the junction and various currents are entering and leaving from this point. Here I1 is the current which is entering into the junction and I4 is also entering into the junction. I3 and I2, they are going away from the junction. So the sum of this, according to Kirchhoff's current law, we can say that the sum of current entering at a junction is always equal to the sum of currents which is going away from the junction. So here the sum of current which is entering at the junction can be taken as I1 plus I4 and the currents which is leaving from the junction is taken as I3 plus I2. So we can write this as I1 plus I4 is equal to I2 plus I3. Then the Kirchhoff's current law is also known as a junction rule. It is also called junction rule and it is based on the law of conservation of charge. And next we go to the Kirchhoff's voltage law. It is otherwise known as KVL. So the KVL relates with the EMFs and voltage drop of a closed circuit or a loop. It relates to EMFs and voltage drop in a closed circuit or a loop. Then it states that in any closed electrical circuit or mesh, the algebraic sum of all the EMFs and voltage drops in resistors is equal to 0. That is, in any closed circuit or mesh, the algebraic sum of EMFs and algebraic sum of the voltage drops should be equal to 0. That is the definition of KVL. And we can form some laws to solve this KVL circuit or to apply this KVL on a circuit. If we start from a point, say the point A in this closed circuit and go back to this point, we are considering this entire loop. Here we start from this point A and we are going this path and we should return to the point A itself. So that is the path for analyzing the circuit with the help of this KVL. And here the rise in potential should be considered as positive and fall in potential should be considered as negative. And a plus sign is given to or assigned to a potential rise and a minus sign is given to the potential drop. So, if we go from the positive terminal of the battery to the negative terminal of the battery, here this is the positive terminal and the small one is the negative terminal. If we go from the positive terminal to negative terminal, then there is a fall of potential and EMF. Then it should be assigned with a negative sign. Here in this figure, we will go from the point A to the point B. So there is a fall in potential occurs and the EMF of the cell will be assigned as a negative sign. On the other hand, in the second figure, here we are going from A to B itself, but here the symbol of this source, voltage source, is like this. Here it is negative terminal and this one is the positive terminal. So we are going from the negative terminal to the positive terminal. So what will happen? If we go from the negative terminal to the positive terminal of the battery or a source, there is a rise in potential and the EMF should be assigned with a positive sign. That is, if we go from the positive terminal to negative terminal of the battery, then there is a fall in potential occurs, then the EMF should be assigned with a negative sign. And if we are going from negative terminal to positive terminal, there should be a rise in potential, then the EMF should be assigned with a positive sign. And when the current flows through the resistor, the circuit contains resistors also. So when the current flows through a resistor, there is a voltage drop should occur across it. And if we go through the resistor in the same direction as the current, there is a fall in potential occurs because the current flows from higher potential to the lower potential. Hence, this voltage drop should be assigned with a positive sign. That is, if we go in the same direction as that of the current, then we can take the voltage drop across the resistor as a negative sign, with a negative sign. So on the other hand, if we go through the resistor against the value of current flow, then there is a rise in potential occurs and the voltage drop should be given with a positive sign. That is, if we go in this direction, here the current flow is in this direction, then the voltage drop is also here we are assigning the direction of this current flow through this resistor is in the same direction as that of the current. Then we can take this voltage drop as negative, and if we are taking the current flow in the opposite direction, then we can take this potential drop or voltage drop with a positive sign. So here we are analyzing the resistance of the circuit in this direction, and the direction of current is also in the same direction. Then the voltage drop is negative, and here the direction for analyzing the resistance is in this direction, and the current flow is in opposite direction. Here the direction of the analysis and the direction of the current are opposite to each other. Then we can take the potential drop as positive. So that are the basic laws of this, or basic rules of this Kirchhoff's laws. So how we solve this the circuits by using this Kirchhoff's laws? So first step is that assume the unknown currents in the circuit and show their direction by arrows. And first we should assign or assume the direction of the current of the closed circuit. And second step is that choose any closed circuit and find the algebraic sum of voltage drop plus algebraic sum of the EMFs of the loop. That is according to the KVL. And the third is that put the algebraic sum of voltage drops plus algebraic sum of EMFs equal to 0. And the fourth step is that write equations for as many closed circuits as the number of unknown quantities. and solve the equation and find the unknown currents. That is the fourth step. And in fifth step, if the value of assumed current comes out to be negative, it means that the